Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, I think we're going to be getting a remedy or a cure for Uncle's lumbago. So you hear that term a lot throughout Red Dead Redemption. Whenever Uncle is involved in a mission or a cutscene or anything along those lines, he'll say, yeah, I can't do any work, I've got lumbago. You start to see this a lot in the epilogue when Uncle sort of reunites with John and they end up building his sort of ranch at Beecher's Hope. And a lot of you guys probably might not know what lumbago was. And honestly, until Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, I didn't know what it was either. But it's a real thing. It's not something Rockstar just made up on the fly. It is a common painful condition affecting the lower portion of the spine. And there's more than 3 million cases in the United States alone. Now, you can usually self-treat this, but the only symptom is pain in the lower back. And that's exactly what Uncle experiences, why he isn't able to do, labor around the farm, or he isn't able to do things like that. So lumbago is a real thing. It affects millions of people. At this point, it's almost been turned into a meme just because of, Uncle and the nature of his character in Red Dead Redemption 2. But the search results for lumbago have significantly gone up in the last month or two. Like if you go on Google Trends, you can see that lumbago was pretty steady until the end of 2018 when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out. And now a lot of people are wondering what this is. And if you actually reach the epilogue, it looks like Uncle might come to you in hopes of a remedy or a cure for his lumbago or his lower back pain. If you're on Beecher's Hope and you just sort of stumble across one of the random conversations, he might talk to you about this.
John!
What?
Well, this is kind of embarrassing, but I need a few things for a home remedy.
A few things like what?
Oh, just some whiskey, peppermint, milkweed, some hair grease, and, some skunk meat.
What have you been up to?
Oh, it's a long story, but it really hurts. If you're out and about and come across any of these things, well, I'd appreciate it.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, John.
Okay, so as you guys saw there, Uncle requested us to get a couple of various items to make a home remedy, and they're kind of random. One of them is Kentucky bourbon, peppermint, milkweed, hair pomade, and a skunk. So there's a couple of these that are incredibly easy. In fact, you can see that I already have 3 of the 5 items that he requires. So let's start with the Kentucky bourbon and the hair pomade, because those can be acquired at the same place. You just need to go to a general store, or you can happen to loot them out in the world. But if you don't want to go searching for them, Kentucky bourbons are $3.75. That is very straightforward in how you acquire that. And the hair pomades aren't much more expensive either. They're $1.50. Now, if you're interested in where you get the peppermint, this is even easier. You just need to go to a horse stable and you need to go to provisions, and you'll see peppermints are 35 cents each. So it's by far the cheapest of all the items that we're going to be acquiring today. So now you should have 3 out of the 5, and those are the 3 that you can purchase. The next thing you need to find is milkweed and a skunk. So I think milkweed is going to be the easiest of the 2 to acquire. Now, I'm not sure if it spawns in this location every time. However, according to the in-game strategy guide, Rockstar stated that milkweed spawns on the banks of rivers in the bayou. So I'm sure you can figure out where that is. And this is what it looks like right here. It's sort of like a brownish purple flower at the top. And this is actually the first time that I had discovered it. I don't apparently pick a lot of herbs in game. It is a health herb, so you're starting to see what Uncle might be trying to craft here. Maybe he's trying to craft like a 1800s icy hot or something like that for his back, because you've got the Kentucky bourbon, the hair pomade, maybe to make it sticky. The milkweed is a health cure. And then we've got the peppermint, which would sort of have that icy hot effect. And then there's the skunk, and that's sort of the wild card of this whole bunch. I'm not exactly too sure what Uncle would do with a skunk. And the skunk is definitely the hardest one you're going to have to find today. If you look at the in-game strategy guide, these little guys spawn all over the map. There's one location that I think works particularly well, and that is sort of on the lower Montana River, as you guys can see here. So it's actually quite close to Beecher's Hope, and it's also in tall trees. So I had actually never at least discovered a skunk before. But what you want to do here is just simply use your eagle eye and basically look for like little squirrel-sized rodents running on the ground. Now, this next thing is important. You're probably so trained, especially if you've been playing Red Dead Online a lot recently, to immediately skin the skunk, take its meat, its pelt, and then put the carcass on the actual horse. Don't do that. You need the entire whole skunk here. It's the only item that you actually have to like physically bring to Uncle. So I almost caught myself doing that, and that would have been a disaster because I would have then had to find another skunk. And obviously that would have been a big pain because it literally took me 30 minutes to find this one skunk. I can't tell you how many like skunks I've seen in Red Dead Redemption 2, but the first time I actually need one, it takes like half an hour to find. I feel like that's always the case. You know, whenever you're looking to do something, that random RNG thing won't spawn, but whenever you don't need it, it's like always there and in the way for the most part. So now that you've acquired all 5 items, you need to return back to Uncle and you need to give them to him. And as long as he's not in a cutscene with someone else, you'll be able to give him the items, and this is what will happen.
Okay, here's the stuff you asked for. It was a real hassle finding all this.
Oh, thank God. Thank you, John. You made an itchy old man very happy.
Yeah, well, you owe me one.
All good there?
All right, so we help Uncle's lumbago issue, I think. He said it was itchy, so I'm starting to think that it might be more than just the lumbago, but you guys can see there that he gave us a lot of items of clothing. We got tornado boots, a classic frock jacket, a drifter hat, and a frontier vest. Very cool. So I wanted to try on all those articles of clothing to see what we were dealing with here. The drifter hat looks really cool in very typical Uncle style. All of these clothing items are like pretty worn out, sort of have that like deserty feel to them, but I do like it actually a lot. So that's the drifter hat right there. The classic frock jacket looks really good too. Again, it's sort of tan with like purple accents. So I think that looks pretty good. Same with the vest as well. The outfit like goes really well together, believe it or not. And then you've got the tornado boots, which look really, really good too. In fact, I even changed my entire outfit just so I could feature those tornado boots because they actually looked that good. So that's what you get for helping Uncle cure his itchy lumbago issue, I guess you could say. He gives you a nice set of clothing. Was it worth it? I guess so. I mean, I already had 3 out of the 5 items acquired. The milkweed maybe took me like 5 minutes just because I had to travel all the way to Saint Denis. The skunk was by far the hardest. Like, if you run across a skunk, like, this thing is so easy. Maybe you guys can go to the location in the video that I showed off today, and they'll be there 24/7. That was, like, the last location I checked. I checked closer to the bayou. I checked in the heartlands. I couldn't find a skunk to save my life. But then I finally found one, and that ended up working out. Now, another thing I actually just noticed about this outfit is apparently it gives a lot of cold weather bonuses. So pairing this with other cold weather gear will allow you to go in cold weather environments like Amberino or the Grizzlies without having your health core go down a lot quicker. So overall, really cool outfit. I wish we had this in Red Dead Online too. We seem to be very limited with the clothing there, but Rockstar said that more will be added soon, and new hats and new jackets and vests and boots like that would be a nice welcome addition to the game. So anyways, that right there is how you can get a cure and remedy for Uncle and his itchy lumbago-ish problem. I'm not sure what he was trying to imply, but I know that he has lumbago, and hopefully either way it helped him out. So that was a pretty fun adventure that we went on in Red Dead Redemption 2. If you're in the epilogue, I definitely recommend that you try this out for yourself as well. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.